Welcome to All Levels Flow. I want to thank you all for joining me today for another live stream yoga class. I hope to see all of you in person soon. We're going to start in a seated meditation. It's just coming into easy pose. You can come into half lotus or full lotus, getting nice and grounded underneath the sit bones. Spine is tall, shoulders come back and down. And you can rest your hands on your knees or rest your fingertips in a mudra, or just rest your hands in your lap. And taking another full deep breath in, and exhale, closing the eyes. Just bringing your awareness this moment, using your senses to ground you, noticing what you hear, noticing what you smell, noticing what you taste, just noticing what you feel. Just noticing the mat beneath you. Your hands are resting on your legs. Just feeling the clothing on your skin and the subtle movements of your body as you breathe. Just feeling the rise and lower of your chest, the expansion and contraction of your stomach and your diaphragm. Just follow the breath in through the nose, down the throat, and into the lungs. And then follow your breath back out again. And at the top of your next inhale, just pause for a moment, noticing the sensation of fullness. And then exhale fully and completely, pausing at the bottom of the breath, noticing the sensation of emptiness. And just breathe like that for a couple of breaths, pausing at the top and bottom of each breath. Just noticing what feels more comfortable and natural to you, the feeling of fullness or the feeling of emptiness. After your next exhale, just bring your breathing back to normal, breathing in for a count of 3 or 4, and breathing out for a count of 3 or 4. Just trying to match the length of the inhale with the length of the exhale. Just feeling the natural rhythm of each breath. And if you'd like, coming into the Ujjayi breath, just try constricting the back of the throat, bringing a noise to your breath, even if it's just one that you can hear. Using the breath to energize you and move you throughout our practice. And then with your next exhale, just gently draw the chin down towards the chest, lengthening down the back of the neck and the top of the spine. And then with your next inhale, roll the right ear towards the right shoulder, lengthening down the left side of the neck and the top of the left shoulder. And with your next exhale, roll the chin back down, and then inhale left ear towards the left shoulder, lengthening down the right side of the neck and the top of the right shoulder. And then with your next exhale, roll the chin back down again, allow the head to be heavy, shoulders stay back and down. And then with your next inhale, bring your chin back up to center. Gently blink the eyes open if they're closed. And then bringing the hands to the knees, palms face down. Inhale, open the heart forward. And exhale, rotate the upper body around, drawing the shoulder blades back. And opening the heart forward, just slowly moving with the breath. Warming up the spine and the hips. Next time you're forward, just pause here and reverse. Inhaling back and around and exhale to the top. Moving with the breath, feeling the opposite movement in the spine. And the next time you're at the top, just pause here. Inhale, come back up to center. We're going to bring the right hand by the right sit bone, left hand reaches overhead, lengthening down the left side body. Just sending your breath to where you feel any tension or tightness, breathing into it. And then with your next inhale, come back up to center and exhale, left hand outside the left sit bone, right hand reaches overhead, lengthening down the right side body. And again, breathing into the bend, coming into it a little bit more with each breath. And then with your next inhale, come back up to center, bring your right hand to your left knee, left hand comes back behind you, lengthen, and turn your gaze over your left shoulder for a spinal twist. If you would like to come into a bind, you can bring your left hand up onto the small of your back and maybe find your right thigh behind you. But with each inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, come into the twist a little bit more. And then with your next inhale, come back to center. Bring the left hand to the right knee, right hand behind you, lengthen, and turn the gaze over your right shoulder, twisting the other way. And again, if you'd like to bind, you can bring your right hand up onto the small of your back or find your left thigh behind you. With your next inhale, come back to center. We're going to hold opposite knees, arch the back, look down at the mat, drawing the shoulder blades apart a little bit. Breathing into the stretch, into the upper back. And then with your next inhale, lift back up and just switch which arm is on top. Arch the back, look down at the mat. And then with your next inhale, lift back up, release your knees, bring your hands back behind you, clasp them. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, chin to chest. Lengthening down the back of the neck, pressing the hands back and away. And then with your next inhale, bring your chin back up to center, release your hands. And we're going to bring the hands out in front of us, coming into tabletop. Wrists are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. I'm just taking a couple of cat-cows, drop the belly, tilt the tail, look up at the sky. And then exhale, arch the back up, tail tucks under, look back at the knees. Inhale into cow, dropping the belly. Exhale, cat, arching the back up. And just slowly moving at your own pace, use your full inhale and full exhale. And then after your next exhale, come back to neutral spine. Inhale the right hand out in front of you, left foot presses back, stretching side to side, lengthening everything away from center. And then we're going to come into bound angle, bring your right hand back behind you, find your left foot, open the heart, pressing the foot away from you. Sorry, this is half bow pose. Feeling movement in the spine, opening the heart. And then with your exhale, release your foot, reach your right hand and left foot back behind you. Take a breath here. And then exhale your right hand down, swing your left leg out to the side, come up onto the right knee. And then inhale your right hand overhead, left hand slides down that left leg, lengthening down the right side body. And then with your next inhale, come back up to center and exhale the right hand down. Outside the right knee, left hand reaches up and over for modified side plank. One more breath. And then with your exhale, release your hands out in front of you, tuck the left knee in, coming back to tabletop. Find your center. And with your next inhale, bring your left hand out in front of you, right foot presses back, stretching side to side on the other side. Keeping that right hip down so both hips are square to the mat. And then with your exhale, bring your left hand back, find your right foot, opening into half boat pose, opening the heart forward. Find your balance. And then releasing your foot back behind you, left hand reaches out, take a breath here. And then exhale, left hand down, swing your right leg out to the side, come up onto your left knee. And then inhale your left hand overhead, right hand slides down the right leg. And then with your next inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, left hand outside the left knee, right hand reaches up and over. Taking a full side body stretch. You can use a block underneath that left hand if you'd like. One more breath. And then with your next exhale, walk your hands out in front of you, tuck the right knee in. And then we're going to curl the toes and lift the hips for down dog. And just begin to pedal the feet, sinking the left heel down and then the right. Walking out the backs of the legs and the Achilles tendons. And then with your next inhale, come all the way to the tippy toes. Exhale, sink the heels down. And then with your next inhale, bend the knees, look at the top of the mat. Exhale, step or float into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, back down. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive, hands outside the feet. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank. Inhale the weight forward. Exhale, chaturanga or the mat. Inhale, an up dog or cobra. Exhale, back to down dog. Just take a breath or two here, lengthening all the way up through the hips, sinking down to the heels. And with your next inhale, lift your right heel up, three-legged dog. And bring your right foot up in between the hands for a low lunge. Keeping your knee above or behind the ankle, opening the heart a little bit. You're coming up onto the fingertips. And then with your next exhale, bring your left knee down, top of your left foot's on the mat. And lift up, either bringing your hands to your right thigh or to heart center. Pressing the hips forward and down. And then with your next inhale, straighten your right knee, turn your right toes up, and exhale, hinge at the hips over the right leg. And you can have your hands on either side of the right foot, or you can use blocks here. Or if you don't have blocks, you can rest your hands on your shin or ankle. Just modifying for what feels good today. And then with your next exhale, bring your right foot back down. Walk your hands onto the inside of the right foot and just allow the right knee to come out to the side, opening through the hip. If you'd like, you can come down onto your forearms. That feels good. And then with your next inhale, walk your hands back in. Curl the left toes under, bring the right foot onto the mat, lift the left knee, and we're going to step back to plank. And then flow, inhale, weight forward, exhale, chaturanga, inhale into up dog or cobra, exhale, back to down dog. Just taking a couple of breaths here. Hands are shoulder width apart, feet are hip width apart. And then with your next inhale, lift your left heel up, three-legged dog. And then bring your left foot up in between the hands for a low lunge. On the other side, pressing back through the back heel. And you can use blocks underneath the hands if you'd like to. You can come up onto your fingertips. And then with your next exhale, right knee comes down, top of your right foot's on the mat, and lift up, either bringing your hands to your left thigh or to heart center. Pressing the hips forward and down. And then with your next inhale, straighten your left knee, turn your left toes up, and exhale, hinge the hips over the left leg. Hands are on either side of the foot. You can rest them on a shin or ankle. You can use blocks if you have them. And then with your next exhale, left foot comes back down. Hands are on the inside of the left foot. Just allow the left knee to come out to the side. You can come down onto your forearms if you'd like. You might notice a difference between your left and right side. Just notice that without judgment. And then with your next exhale, bring your left foot back down, curl the right toes under, lift your right knee, step back to plank. And then inhale the weight forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, an up dog or cobra. Exhale, back to down dog. Just taking a couple of breaths, resting into the posture. And with your next inhale, bend the knees, look at the top of the mat. Exhale, step or float into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, back down. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. And then sit back in a chair. Weights on the heels. Fingers point to where the wall and ceiling meet. You can also have your hands at heart center if that feels better. Focusing on the breath. And then with your next inhale, we're going to step the left foot back, coming into crescent lunge. Right knee is above or behind the ankle, right thigh is parallel-ish to the floor, pressing back through the back heel. Then finding your balance, ground beneath the right foot. We're going to come into warrior three, lifting the left leg up. Upper body and left leg are parallel to the floor. And you can have your hands at heart center. You can have your arms out in front of you or to the side. One more breath. And then with your next exhale, slowly step the left foot back down, coming back into crescent lunge. And then turning your palms out, sweep your hands back behind you, clasp them. Inhale, open the heart, press the hands down and away. And exhale, right shoulder on the inside of the right knee. Crescent mudra. And then with your next inhale, press down and lift up all the way to crescent lunge. Take a breath. And then pinwheel your hands down, step the right foot back to plank. Inhale, weight forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, an up dog or cobra. Exhale, back to down dog. Inhale, bend the knees, look at the top of the mat. Exhale, step or float into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, back down. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead and sit back in a chair. Checking your alignment. Feet are together or hip width apart. Weights on the heels. your next inhale, step the right foot back. Coming into crescent lunge on the other side. Knee is above or behind the ankle, left thigh is parallel to the floor. Pressing back through the back heel. And then coming into warrior three, grounding beneath the left foot, lifting the right leg. Upper body is parallel to the floor. Pressing back through the heel. And then with your exhale, slowly step the right foot back down. Back into crescent lunge. Turn the palms out, sweep your hands back behind you, clasp them. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, left shoulder on the inside of the left knee. Hands come away from you. Releasing your head and neck. And then with your next inhale, press down and lift back up to crescent lunge. Reach the arms up overhead. And then with your next exhale, pinwheel your hands down, step the left foot back to plank. Inhale, weight forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, into up dog or cobra. Exhale, back to down dog. Just taking a couple of breaths here. If you would like to come into child's pose, you can. Coming down onto your knees, toes together, sitting back on the heels. And with your next inhale, bend the knees, look at the top of the mat. Exhale, step or float into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, back down. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive, hands outside the feet. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank. Inhale, weight forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, into up dog or cobra. Exhale, back to down dog. Inhale, right heel up, three-legged dog. And then bring your right foot to the top of the mat. Spin the left heel down and come up for warrior one. Right knee straight or bent. Keeping the knee above or behind the ankle. Left hip is pressing forward, right hip is pressing back. Just finding a non-moving gaze point to focus on. And then with your exhale, open into warrior two. Opening the hips along the side of the mat. Keeping that right knee bent, pressing it open. Gaze is out past your right fingertips. And then turning your right hand up. Inhale your right hand overhead. Left hand comes down to your left leg, or you can wrap it around the small of your back for a bind. Lengthening down the right side body. Then moving with the breath, exhale your right hand all the way down. On the inside of the right foot, left hand reaches up, side angle. And then reach your left hand towards the top of the mat, extended side angle. Breath is active. And then when you're ready, exhale, left hand down, replace your right hand reaches up, revolve side angle. And with your next exhale, right hand comes down. We're going to step the right foot back to plank. Inhale, weight forward. Exhale, chaturanga or the mat. Inhale, into up dog or cobra. Exhale, back to down dog. Inhale, the left heel up, three-legged dog. Then bring your left foot to the top of the mat. Spin the right heel down. Come up for warrior one on the other side. warrior two. Opening the hips to the long side of the mat, left knee's bent, pressing it out to the side. Gaze is over your left fingertips. And then turning your left hand up, inhale your left hand overhead, right hand comes down to your right leg, or you can wrap it around the small of your back. Lengthening down the left side body. And moving with breath, exhale your left hand down, right hand reaches up, stacking the shoulders, open the heart, turn the gaze upward if that feels comfortable. And then reaching your right hand towards the top of the mat for extended side angle. And then exhale, right hand down and place your left hand. Left hand reaches up for revolve side angle. If this is hard on your back knee, you can turn the back heel up. And then with your next exhale, left hand comes down, step the left foot back to plank. Inhale, weight forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog or cobra. Exhale, back to down dog. Again, taking a couple of breaths here. Head and neck are loose, gazes at your toes. And then with your next inhale, bend the knees, look at the top of the mat. Exhale, step or float into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, back down. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank. Inhale, weight forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog or cobra. Exhale, back to down dog. Inhale, right heel up, three-legged dog. And bring your right foot to the top of the mat. Spin the left heel down, come up for 5-star, right knee straight. Gaze is out past your right fingertips. And hinging forward at the hips, bring your right hand down to your right leg. Left hand reaches up for triangle. Stacking the shoulders and the hips. Gaze is lifted. And then with your exhale, bring your left hand towards the top of the mat. And then exhale, left hand down, replace your right hand. Right hand reaches up for revolve triangle. Just gently wringing out the internal organs. Detoxing the body a little bit. And then with your exhale, right hand comes down outside the right foot. Keep the right knee straight and hinge over the right leg for a hamstring stretch for pyramid. And with your next inhale, lift up halfway. Walk your hands over to the left. Pivot on the right heel, turn all 10 toes towards the long side of the mat. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold forward. Hands are in between the feet. Release your head and neck. And with your next inhale, lift up back halfway. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale the rest of the way back up. Turn the right toes towards the top of the mat. Come back into 5-star. Take a breath. And then exhale, pinwheel your hands down, step the right foot back to plank. Inhale, weight forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, into up dog or cobra. Exhale, back to down dog. Inhale, left heel up, three-legged dog. Then bring your left foot to the top of the mat. Spin the right heel down, come up for 5-star. Left knee straight but not locked. Hips are square to the long side of the mat. And then hinging over the left leg, bring your left hand down, right hand reaches up for triangle. And then reaching your right hand towards the top of the mat, extended triangle. And with your exhale, right hand comes down, you place your left hand reaches up for revolve triangle. You can use a block underneath the right hand if you'd like. And with your exhale, left hand comes down outside the left foot. Keep that left knee straight, and hinge over the left leg for pyramid. And with your next inhale, lift up to a flat back, walk your hands over to the right, pivot on the left heel, turn all 10 toes towards the long side of the mat. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold forward, releasing your head and neck. And you can hold on to your toes if you'd like. You can keep your hands in between the feet, whatever feels good today. With your next inhale, release your toes, lift up halfway. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale the rest of the way back up. Turn the left toes towards the top of the mat, coming back into 5-star. And then pivot, pinwheel your hands down, step the left foot back to plank. Inhale, weight forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale into up dog or cobra. Exhale, back to down dog. Taking a couple of breaths here, resting into the posture, coming into child's pose if you'd like. And then with your next inhale, walk your feet up halfway, coming into a forward fold, release your head and neck. Gazes at your toes, and you can either come into ragdoll holding opposite elbows, or you can hold onto your big toes with your first 2 fingers, lengthen, and release your head and neck a little bit more. Gazes at your knees. Release your opposite elbows or your big toes. Bend your knees and roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Coming up to standing mountain, shoulders roll back and down. And we're going to come into some balance poses. We're going to start with tree pose. So grounded beneath the left foot, heel bound to the mat. And you can bring your right foot up, either kickstand at the ankle, bring it up onto your calf, or all the way on your left side. Pressing your foot into your leg. Hands come to heart center. Finding a non-moving gaze point to help you balance. And then with your next inhale, bring your hands up, and exhale your hands into a wide, fingers spread wide, opening the heart. your next inhale, bring your hands back together. Exhale down to heart center, lengthen, and release your right foot down. Coming into tree pose on the other side, grounding beneath the right foot. Left foot comes up onto the right leg, anywhere but your knee. Hands coming back to heart center. Engage the core. And then with your next inhale, bring your hands up. And exhale your hands into a wide, fingers spread wide. Opening the heart. Maybe lift the gaze a little bit. And then with your next inhale, bring your hands back together. Exhale down to heart center, lengthen, and release your left foot down. Good. We're going to come into standing pigeon pose. So grounding beneath the left foot, right ankle above the left knee. Hands come back to heart center, lengthen, and then sink down like you're sitting into chair pose. Lengthen through the spine and then hinge at the hips over the right leg. So the spine is parallel to the floor. If you're having any problems with balance, you can use a block. Just rest your hands on a block if you'd like. And then with your next inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, inhale, straighten your left knee, and then release your right foot down. Good, and we'll do that on the other side, grounding beneath the right foot. Left ankle above the right knee. Hands come to heart center. Lengthen and sit back into the chair. Lengthen through the spine. And then hinge at the hips over the left leg. And you want to keep that left foot engaged to protect the left knee. And with your next inhale, lift back up. Exhale, inhale, straighten your right knee, and then release your left foot down. Good, and we're going to come to the top of the mat and just flow down to our bellies, standing in mountain, extending up through the crown of the head, moving through the four corners of the feet. And then with your next inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive, hands outside the feet. Inhale, halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands and step back to plank. Inhale, weight forward, and exhale, lower all the way onto your belly. And then coming up into Sphinx pose, come up onto your forearms. Elbows are underneath the shoulders. Fingers spread wide, tops of your feet are on the mat. Engage the lower body to protect the lower back. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of the head, and exhale, turn your gaze over your right shoulder. And then inhale your gaze back to center. Exhale, turn your gaze over your left shoulder. Inhale your gaze back to center and exhale, chin to chest. And with your next inhale, bring your gaze back up to center. And then we're going to extend the left hand out, right hand palm faces up, slide it underneath your left arm, bend your left knee, and bring your left hand on the other side of you for a spinal twist. If you can't get your left arm all the way down, that's fine. But you want to try and keep the left knee down, anchoring beneath the left knee. With your next inhale, bring your left hand back up. Exhale, roll back onto your belly, unthread your right arm. Bring your right hand out in front of you. Left hand palm faces up, slide up beneath your right arm, bend your right knee. And then bring your right hand on the other side of you, twisting the other way. palms face up, opening through the front of the shoulders and the chest. And then with your next inhale, bring your right hand back up. Exhale, roll back onto your belly, unthread your left arm. Bring your hands to the midline of the chest. Come up onto your hands and knees, arch the back up. And then exhale, sit back into child's pose. Toes together, knees towards the outside edge of the mat, sitting back on the heels. Bring your forehead down. With your next inhale, come back up to your hands and knees, coming in to thread the needle. So we're going to come into tabletop first, wrists are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. And then taking your right hand, palm face up, slide behind your left wrist, bring your right shoulder down. And you can stay here if you'd like, or you can walk your left hand towards the top of the mat. Or if you'd like to bind, you can bring your left hand up onto the small of your back, or maybe tuck it onto your right thigh. And then with your exhale, release your left hand underneath your left shoulder, press down and come back up to tabletop. Check your alignment, take a breath, and then bringing your left hand palm face up, slide it behind your right wrist, left shoulder comes down, and again, you can just stay here. You can also walk your hand out in front of you, or you can bring your right hand up onto the small of your back, or find your left thigh behind you. With your next exhale, release your right hand underneath the right shoulder, press down and come back up to tabletop. Then we're going to cross the ankles behind us and just sit back onto our sit bones. Coming into bound angle, bring the bottoms of the feet together, draw your heels in towards you, lengthen, and then exhale, hinge at the hips, tucking your hands underneath your feet. You can also hold onto your shins or your ankles. Maybe pressing down on your legs a little bit with your elbows, just to deepen the stretch. And then with your next inhale, come back up to center. Hold on to your big toes with your first two fingers and lift up into butterfly, balancing on the sit bones. Spine is tall, shoulders come back and down, engage the core. And then from here, we're going to come into boat pose. So we're going to extend the legs out in front of us. And you can have your arms palm face up. You can either hold behind your knees or just have your arms by your legs. Engage the core. And then with your exhale, come into canoe. Heels are just off the mat. Breath is active. Inhale, back up in boat. Exhale, canoe. We're going to do this 5 times. Inhale, exhale, moving with the breath. One more. Exhale, canoe. Hold it here. Then inhale, back up in a boat, hug the knees into your chest, release through the core. And we're going to extend the right foot out towards the right corner of the mat, left foot tucks onto the right leg. Turn your body over your right leg and hinge forward, holding onto your shin, your ankle, your right foot. And then with your next inhale, come back up to center. Left foot comes out, right foot tucks onto the left leg. Turn your body over your left leg and then hinge forward. Bringing the belly down, then the chest, then the head. And then with your next inhale, come back up to center. We're going to bring both feet out in front of us, toes point up, lengthen up through the spine, and then exhale, hinge at the hips, holding onto your shins, your ankles, your feet. Breath is active. And then with your next inhale, come back up to center. Bend the knees, and we're going to bring the left foot by the right hip, right foot outside the left knee. Both sit bones down, lengthen through the spine, and turn your body towards your bent knee, hug your new knee to your chest. And then bring your right hand back behind you, deepening the twist a little bit. And then with your next inhale, come back to center, uncross your legs, and just switch. Bring your right foot by the left hip, left foot outside the right knee, both sit bones down, lengthen, and turn your body towards your bent knee. And then bring your left hand back behind you, deepening the twist a little bit. And then with your next inhale, come back to center and cross your legs. Bend your knees, hug your knees into your chest. And we're going to roll back onto our backs and just rock side to side, massage in the back. And then coming back to center, bring your feet down to the mat, walk your heels in toward your sit bones. Arms are down by your sides. And with your next inhale, lift the hips up, coming into bridge pose. Pressing down to the inside edge of the feet, keeping the knees parallel. And with your next exhale, slowly roll back down, one vertebrae at a time. And then bring the bottoms of the feet together, knees drape open for supine bound angle. Releasing through the lower back, opening through the hips. And then with your next inhale, bring your knees back up to center, walk your heels in towards your sit bones again. Arms are down by your sides, and then with your next inhale, lift the hips up as high as you can bring them. And then we're going to extend the right foot out so your thighs are still parallel, extending out through that right heel. Take a couple breaths. And then bring your right ankle above the left knee and lower down one vertebrae at a time. Hug your left knee in towards your chest for supine pigeon. You can hold behind your left knee or around your left shin. And then with your exhale, exhale, release your left foot back down to the mat. Uncross your right ankle. Bring both feet on the mat. Walk your heels in towards your sit bones. Arms are down by your sides. And with your next inhale, lift the hips up. Once you are as high as you can go, extend your left foot out. Thighs are parallel. And then bring your left ankle above your right knee and lower down one vertebrae at a time. Hug your knee towards your chest. Hold behind your knee or around your shin, opening through the left hip. And then with your next exhale, release your right foot back down. Uncross your left foot. And then bring the bottoms of your feet together, knees drape open, supine bound angle. Just focusing on the breath still, noticing the inhale, noticing the exhale, noticing the pauses in between. And then with your next inhale, bring your knees back up to center. Draw the knees in towards you a little bit. Extend your arms out, palms face down, look right. And allow your knees to fall down to the left for a spinal twist. Keeping the right shoulder down. And then with your next inhale, bring your knees back up to center, look left, and allow your knees to fall down to the right, twisting the other way. And with your next inhale, bring your knees back up to center. Place your hands on your knees and just rotate your knees around, using your arms to move your legs. Giving yourself a lower back massage. And the next time you're at the top, just reverse direction. And the next time you're at the top, just pause here. Just coming into any posture that you need to do to complete your practice. Just listening to what your body still needs. Or if you're just ready for Shavasana, just make your way there, laying yourself down on the mat. Tuck your shoulder blades under, palms face the sky. And once you've come into Shavasana, just do a body scan from your head to your toes. Just checking in with all parts of your body, just noticing how you feel. Just maybe send your breath to where you feel any areas of tension or tightness, allowing that area to release down into the mat a little bit more. And then taking another full deep breath in. And exhale, releasing control of the breath, allowing the body to breathe naturally. If you find your thoughts wandering, just acknowledge that and gently bring your attention back to the breath, even if you have to do it over and over again. ready to come back to the present moment, just begin to move your fingers and toes, rotating your wrists and your ankles, reawakening your body. And then walking the feet in, bending the knees, and just gently roll to your right side, showing gratitude to your body and your practice today. And pressing down through your left hand, come back up to the seated posture, allowing your head to be the last to rise. And bringing your hands to heart center. May the blessings of this practice remain with you, enriching your life and the lives of those you meet. And thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste. I hope everyone has a good afternoon, and look to Facebook for some future live stream yoga classes. We will post them on our events page, and we hope to see you back in the studio soon. Have a great day.